Happy New Year, happy 2026, everybody. I thought we should talk about an Apple product I do not talk about enough on this channel, and that is the iconic MacBook Pro. Today we're going to be talking about a bunch of tips, tricks, and settings that relate to the MacBook Pro to get you guys more accustomed to using your MacBook better, and give you guys sort of the ultimate MacBook guide to customization, to new features, and to different settings. For easy navigation, I've linked all the time codes down in the description down below, so be sure to check that out if you want to skip to a different section. So let's first jump right into MacBook settings. So let's dive into MacBook settings. So we're going to pull up system settings, which is right here in my dock. System settings. The first thing I want to talk about is all about the dock that is at the bottom of the screen. So as you can see right here, I have my dock and I have it set to where I highlight one of the applications. It kind of raises and expands, if you will. So let's go into our dock settings. So we're going to go right into here. Right where it says a desktop and dock right here, we're going to go right into this. And this is how I have my dock kind of set up, if you will. I keep the dock size at this level right here. We can make it as big as we want, or we can make it as small as we want. As you can see, as I'm adjusting the setting, it automatically adjusts, but I keep my dock around right here. And then with magnification, so if I turn off magnification right here, whenever I scroll over an icon, it actually doesn't adjust at all. However, I like to have it where there's a little bit of magnification. So my apps are expanding with magnification. I like to have that turned on just because it looks the best to me. What we also can do is we can actually kind of adjust the position of the dock on screen. So adjust position on screen, you can do it on the bottom, you can do the dock on the left, or you can do the dock on the right. It really just depends on how you like to have your computer set up. I think the best option, honestly, is just at the bottom. But again, if you have a different monitor situation or whatever, you can keep it on the left, or if you want to keep it on the right, you can do that as well. But for me personally, I keep it at the bottom. There's also different minimize window animation. So I have the genie effect right there, or the scale effect. This is how the scale effect works. It looks like that. This is how the genie effect looks. It does that. I prefer the genie effect. I'm kind of just used to that. There's also other animations too. You can do a window double click animation as well as do zoom, fit, or minimize. You can also minimize windows into the application icon as well. So if I were to minimize it, and it minimizes it directly into the app icon, automatically hide or show the dock. If I turn this setting on, as you can see, my dock disappears. So if I ever want to access my dock, I just simply put my cursor down there and I have my dock right here. And what's nice about that is if I go into a full screen mode, if I want to enter full screen, if I want to access my dock, it's right here. So I have that right there. So now we're going to move on to battery settings. So this obviously only applies to Macs with a battery. I think what you should do, especially if you have an Apple Silicon Mac, is you should always have on battery, you should always have high power. So basically what that means is it's always going to have high power performance on your battery versus automatic. You can change it automatically to what your Mac adapts to with your battery life, or you can do low power. On adapter mode, you can choose either high power, automatic, or low power as well. Now we're going to go into trackpad settings. So the thing we can do is you can do tracking speed. So if you want your tracking speed to be super fast, as you can see, when I move my mouse, it is super fast. And if I were to go to super slow, tracking speed on my mouse is going to be extremely slow. So I like to kind of have it towards the faster side. I don't like it to be too fast because I have a 120 hertz screen. So I kind of like to keep it kind of right in the middle. You can also do the same exact thing in your mouse settings. My Magic Mouse, I like to have it fast. And here you can choose your click if you want to do light, medium, or firm. I like to have a medium click. You can tap with 3 fingers. If I want to tap this, I can tap with 3 fingers right there. I can also click with 2 fingers. So if I click with 2 fingers, I activate a secondary click. So you can also do a tap to click if you want to do that as well. I'll scroll and zoom. I have all this turned off for scroll and zoom. I don't really touch these settings. More gestures. You can talk about different gestures you can do. We'll get more into how to use a trackpad a little bit later. So now we are going to go into our lock screen settings. And this is where I would say you should definitely customize your MacBook the most. So I like to keep my turn off display on battery when inactive for 10 minutes. And the same thing for power. I feel like 10 minutes is enough because sometimes I'm actually going to go off and do something, but I don't want my MacBook to automatically lock after 2 minutes. Display settings. So for me personally, on my built-in display on my MacBook, I like to keep it at default. You can do it at more space, which honestly shows more space, but for me personally, this looks a little bit straining to my eyes, so I keep it at default. But if you say want to keep it at a lower resolution, you can do that. You can even do this. Or you can do that. If you have, say, a 16-inch MacBook, honestly, doing the more space would make a lot more sense because, again, it's a bigger screen. Also, a really important setting to do is I automatically turn off adjust brightness because I hate auto brightness on any Apple product. It's just awful. I hate that. And I also turn off True Tone. If you're someone like me who works with photos or videos or whatever, True Tone is always going to mess up your white balance. As you can see, it adjusts the white balance to the lighting of my room. And now, finally, we're going to go into our menu bar controls. And this is actually pretty cool. You can actually completely adjust the menu menu bar that's up on the top of your Mac screen. You can adjust different things. You can keep your AirDrop icon there. You can change out some of these icons. You can move them around a little bit. You can do clock options. You can even add more controls onto the control center of your Mac as well. You can automatically hide it. If you're in full screen mode, you can actually adjust the menu bar background. So if you want to have a little bit of line and separation, you can do that and kind of adjust what things you want. If you want the battery up there, I can take away the battery. If I want Bluetooth up there, I can put Bluetooth up there. I can really adjust what I want up here and what I don't want up here. And also you can allow different third-party applications in your menu bar. So I don't use Blip at all, so I'm gonna get rid of the Blip. I do not use WD Discovery, so I'm gonna get rid of that. I can make a much cleaner menu bar. So now you know a little bit more about different settings you can apply to your MacBook. Let's talk about all the cool customizations that you can do on a Mac. Now let's talk about customizations on your MacBook. Again, we're gonna go into our settings application. We're gonna go back to appearance. This is where a lot of cool customizations you can do on your MacBook will lie. So let's first talk about your theme of your Mac. Cool thing about Macs is you can actually change the entire theme of the Mac. But let's say I want to change everything to purple. I tap purple and it changes all of my settings to purple. On here, I have all my buttons are purple. As you can see, my highlight selection is purple. I go into Finder right here. Everything right here is purple. If I want everything to be green, I can make everything green. Honestly, the green and blue look really cool together, so we're gonna stick to that. Next thing is liquid glass. So this applies to macOS 26 or macOS Tahoe. If I want everything to be clear, I can make it clear. If I want everything to be tinted, I can make everything tinted. Appearance is pretty cool, so I can change if I want everything to be in light mode or if I want everything to be in dark mode. That's how dark mode looks on the Mac. I personally have everything to be automatic, so at a certain time frame, my Mac automatically transitions from light mode into dark mode. On macOS 26, you can finally do tinted applications. You can even do clear applications. As you can see, I have clear applications right there. If you want to do tinted, I have tinted right there. I can do light, I can do dark icons, or I can do auto icons as well, but I like to keep everything light and bright. Now, icons, widgets, and folder colors, this is new on macOS 26. Again, I can change everything. So I can make all my icons blue. I can make them purple. I can make them orange. I can make them green. So if I want to stay with my green theme, I can make everything green. So all my icons are green now. All of my folders, if I do new folders, they're going to be green as well. So now let's go into wallpapers on the Mac. So here is our wallpaper settings. And as you can see, macOS allows you to have a lot of really cool wallpaper options. And my favorite thing on macOS now is there's now moving wallpapers, which is just the coolest thing ever. So some of my favorites are the cityscapes or the underwater ones. Oh, look at that. There we go. So we changed my wallpaper right there. And again, the coolest thing is if I lock my computer, it moves. It automatically slows down and puts a keyframe right there. That is so cool and fun. There's so many cool options you can do, and they're all just really cool and really fun. Now let's go into screensavers. So if we go right into screensaver right here, you can do different screensavers. I can do a green screensaver like this. I can do any of these wallpapers if I want to do that. So let's say I want to do another landscape. So for my screensaver, I want Tahoe morning. And it's going to show on my desktop. We're going to do after 10 minutes. That's how you can do screensavers on your Mac. And we're gonna talk all about these widgets right here. I have all these widgets on my Mac. And the cool thing about that is you don't have to have it right here. You can move a widget anywhere you want on your Mac screen. I can put them all right here. I can put them in the corners. I can put them in the middle. I can put my widgets literally anywhere I want on my screen. If I want to add a widget to my home screen, I simply double click right here and I can go into edit widgets. And I have a bunch of widgets I can add right here. So those are widgets on the Mac, which is pretty fun and pretty cool to do. Now, finally, let's talk about custom folders on the Mac. This is another cool feature with macOS 26. So let's add a folder right here. Let's add a brand new folder, but I can actually go into here and I can actually edit my folders. I can customize folder. And as you can see, I can completely customize a folder. I can add an icon right to my folder. So let's say I can click a custom icon for my folder, which is pretty cool. I can change literally any icon I want. And this kind of does help with making sure your folders are easier to find on your home screen. I can even add an emoji. I can add that emoji right to my folder icon. I can even change the color. If I want this folder to be red, if I want it to be green. With tags, you can organize files by color, by red, orange, green, blue. My red folders are going to be right here. All my green folders are going to be right here. That's all the customization features I want to talk about with the Mac. Now to wrap up this video, we're going to talk about all the cool features that you can use on your MacBook that you probably didn't even know about. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video, which we're going to talk all about cool MacBook features. The first thing I do want to touch on though is the Finder application, because I feel like the Finder application is literally what makes the Mac so good, because not only can, again, you tag all of your folders together, but you also can just get a lot done within there. You can get all your files, all your documents, all your downloads, find anything on your computer right here within the Finders. I'm going to give you kind of a basic rundown of what you can do in Finder. You have your recents right up here, but you also have your shared. Here are all my favorites, which I have my documents, I have my applications, my downloads, Creative Cloud folders, which I don't know why that's there, and everything that's on my desktop is all going to be right here. Then you have locations. You have iCloud Drive, which is all my iCloud icons, have my Brian Lesniak, which is pretty much everything that's on my computer, my hard drive, which has everything on there. Then I have AirDrop, then I have trash. Then I have all my tags right here. So I have my red, orange, yellow, green, whatever. You actually customize this a little bit. If you go right into view, then you go down to customize toolbar. You can actually change the toolbar. So you can actually change everything that's up here in our toolbar. I can add things. I can add burn. I can add new folder. I can add quick look. I can add delete, connect, preview, whatever. I can add the AirDrop icon right there, delete icon right there, a preview icon. I can add a preview icon right there. I can pretty much add a bunch of things right into here. Hit done. Now all of these are going to be up here. If I select an icon, I can simply AirDrop it to someone quickly. I can delete it. Now let's talk about Spotlight Search. Spotlight Search is a very important feature on the Mac, and especially within macOS 26, they really revamped the Spotlight Search. Right up here on your keyboard, there's going to be a search icon, a little magnifying glass. I tap that, I'm automatically into Spotlight Search on my computer. So what I can do is I can search for a file on my computer. I did a video yesterday on my desk tour 26. It's right there. I can search for anything on my MacBook using the Spotlight Search. What's really cool about Spotlight Search now is the fact that I can actually perform tasks. So what I need to do is I need to send a message. Send message. Send. I need to send my message. I need to send hi, and I'm going to send that to myself. And I'm going to hit run, and it's going to send a hi message to myself. Let's say you even want to do a reminder. Start up a reminder right there. I can do new reminder, add film, YouTube video, and I hit run. So now I'm going to go to my reminders application, and I have film YouTube video right there in my reminders. There's many cool things you can do within there. There's things I don't even know how you can do. Multitasking on the Mac is now even easier than ever. So if I want to open up my notes application, and I also want to open up, I have Safari opened up right here. I can move or resize my window. I go right here. I highlight this. I do that. Easy multitasking just like that. I can even do even more multitasking like this. Everything can be in a 4, so then I can also then open up my music application. Now I have 4 windows open up on my computer all at once. So how did I do that? And I have my quick multitasking settings right here. Snap to the side, snap to the right, snap to the top, snap to the bottom, full screen, side, other side, and 4 window multitasking. I did that very simply and very easily. Let's quickly go over trackpad gestures. There's a bunch of cool gestures you can do. So if I want to take all my fingers and swipe, I can go to a different desktop just like this by simply doing that gesture. If I want to see all my desktops, I can simply do this. I can switch to the different desktops like that. If I want to find a certain application, I can do this, and I can search for an application just like this. I can swipe from the right corner with 2 fingers for a notification center. With 2 fingers and get my notification center. There's a bunch of different cool things you can do with your trackpad gestures on your MacBook. So now we're going to talk about one of my favorite features within the new macOS, and that all has to do with our lovely front-facing camera. Anytime I open up a different application, let's open up Photo Booth. Hi everybody, you can see me in the camera. We're going to talk about a couple cool new features with the camera. If we go right up here into the corner, we have the little FaceTime icon. I tap that. I have a bunch of features I can do. First thing I can do is I can do portrait mode. I can actually adjust this portrait mode so I can have it really blurry, blur the background, whatever. Another cool thing you can do is you can do studio light. And as you can see, it changes the lighting of my face. And this only is available on Apple Silicon MacBooks or whatever with the nicer web camera. Then you have a new thing called edge lighting, which this allows you to have a ring light around your camera. You can adjust it to whatever light setting you want. So if you want it to be really cool, or if you want it to be really warm or right in the middle, you can do that. You can even adjust how bright it is. I can just make my screen super bright like that. And I have a built-in ring light on my computer. This works on pretty much any application that you have on your computer that uses the camera. So again, then we have reactions. So if I put a thumbs up on screen, thumbs down. Oh, there's my thumbs down. Heart. I guess I can do reactions like that. And there's my heart. I can do balloons. Do rain, a rain cloud. I can do confetti. I can do fireworks or laser shows. And then I can do fireworks. And finally, there are backgrounds. This is one of my favorites because you can put yourself literally anywhere. You can put yourself on a color. I want to be in blue background. I want to put myself on Apple Park. I can be in Apple Park. Well, and actually it works pretty well. It really masks out my background. I can be here. I can be at this part of Apple Park. This is pretty cool and very fun and just something cool that you can do on your Mac. And another thing too is you have mic modes. So I have standard and I have voice isolation. So I want my audio to be isolated. I can do that as well. And those are all the cool camera features on the Mac. And finally, I'm going to touch on a little bit of Apple Intelligence features on your Mac. If you have a Mac with an M1 chip or later, you have access to Apple Intelligence or Apple AI. You have something called Image Playground. Generate AI generated images and do whatever you want to do. If you want to like describe an image, describe a person, you can do that. So let's go into the Notes application. And let's say I need to highlight this, double click it, and I can actually go into Show Writing Tools and I can proofread this, I can rewrite this, I can make it friendly, professional, concise. I can do a summary. I can do key points. I can do a table, and I can do whatever I need to do. So an old video script right here. I'm going to highlight all this. And I'm going to concise this down a little bit. So I'm going to concise this list down, and it concised it down a lot further for me. I can proofread it. I can make it more friendly. I can make it more professional or concise. I'm going to do professional as well. And there you go. I will assist you in making an informed decision on the appropriate device for your needs. Have that accessible on your Mac within Writing Tools, which is another really cool feature. Let's go into Photos. Let's go into Edit mode. We can also do image cleanup. Image cleanup is a really cool feature within Apple Intelligence. I can actually erase certain portions of my photo, so we're going to prepare cleanup for you. I'm going to erase this in the background. Tap it, erased it. I'm going to erase this in the background. I'm going to erase these lights right here. I don't want these lights here. Erase the lights right here. Get rid of those lights. Fix this area because it looks bad. I want to erase my phone, so I'm going to erase the phone right here. Well, that's awful. But again, for like light edits like this, that doesn't look too bad. I can get rid of that. But if I want to do bigger edits, I really wouldn't do that, quite honestly. But that's kind of just image cleanup using that on the Mac. It's very similar on the iPhone. It's very similar on the iPad. And those are pretty much all the Apple Intelligence features I wanted to show you guys. And that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover for this MacBook guide. And let's conclude this video. Well, my friends, that was a lot of information to digest at once, but I really hope you guys did enjoy this MacBook video. I had a lot of fun making it, and I hope you guys did learn a lot of cool new settings, new features, and new customizations that you can do to bring your MacBook experience to a whole new level. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to hit that button down below and subscribe and click the notification bell to get notifications on whenever I upload a video next. You can also follow me on all the social medias. Links are going to be down in the description down below and also right here. And I shall see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Bye. Be sure to give your MacBook a pat on the back because it did a lot of heavy lifting today. Good job, MacBook. You did a great job today.